For 100 years, Central Bank has been a cornerstone of our community as both a corporate and civic citizen. Central Bank began its legacy on January 9, 1902, with the formation of the Central Missouri Trust Company. It was born in an era of economic growth in Jefferson City, growth that resulted from the policies and practices of a number of visionaries who moved to the capital city around the turn of the 20th century. One of these men was Lon Stevens, a Cooper County banker who came to Jefferson City as Missouri's state treasurer in 1893. Stevens was elected governor of the state in 1896 and served in that position until January 1901. He was one of the leaders in the creation of the Central Missouri Trust Company and was chosen as its first president. Sam Baker Cook moved to Jefferson City in 1900 after being elected Missouri Secretary of State. Upon leaving state office in 1905, he assumed the presidency of the Central Missouri Trust Company, beginning a legacy of service to Central Bank and the community that continues today. Sam Baker Cook's greatest contribution to the city of Jefferson was leading the fight to make certain Jefferson City would remain the state capital. Controversy over Missouri's permanent seat of government surfaced repeatedly throughout the 19th century and re-emerged in the early 20th century after the Capitol building was struck by lightning and destroyed by fire on February 5, 1911. Jefferson City leaders, with Mr. Cook at the helm, fought to secure the city's future by preserving it as the state capital. On August 1, 1911, Missourians voted to issue $3.5 million in bonds to build a new capital in Jefferson City. Late that night, when victory appeared certain, a crowd of Jefferson City revelers aroused Sam Baker Cook from his sleep and persuaded him to march at the head of an impromptu victory parade. In 1916, the Central Missouri Trust Company moved into a spacious new 7-story structure at the corner of High and Madison Streets. Designed by local architect Frank B. Miller, the new bank building was made of the same Carthage stone used in the Capitol construction. Contemporaries refer to it as the city's first skyscraper. The impressive building was made available for various civic endeavors, including Red Cross activities during World War I. The building remains the primary facility for Central Bank today. In the first 15 years, the resources of Central Missouri Trust Company more than tripled as the bank enlarged the scope of its activities to meet its commitment to help Jefferson City grow. Sam Baker Cook continued to lead the Central Missouri Trust Company and promote the interest of his adopted hometown until his death, February 5, 1931. He was succeeded by his son Howard, who had begun working at the bank as a high school student in 1905, the year that Sam Baker Cook became the bank's president. Howard Cook took over the bank in the heart of the Great Depression, a period when the country's economic problems caused many banks to go out of business and threatened the core of Jefferson City's economy, state government. By mid-September 1933, the Depression had taken its toll on state income. With a roughly $4 million shortfall in revenue, the state of Missouri had only $15,000 in its general revenue fund, clearly not enough to meet the monthly state payroll of $300,000. In addition, state officials were notified that Missouri needed to come up with $250,000 to make the state eligible to receive federal relief funds. On September 15, 1933, Howard Cook agreed to make available to the state of Missouri up to $1 million so state employees could be paid and Missouri could secure federal relief funds. Thus, under Mr. Cook's leadership, the state of Missouri survived a financial crisis. And true to its colors, the bank was prepared to pay its depositors in full at all times, operating continuously through the Depression without corporate changes or reorganization. Jefferson City began the Depression with 6 banks, and Central Missouri Trust Company was one of only 2 that survived. Yet another development in which Mr. Cook played a key role was in the building of the Hotel Governor during the early 1940s. This hotel replaced the Madison Hotel, which had been destroyed by fire in 1939. The hotel helped fill the city's need for a facility to accommodate people attending state conventions and visiting state legislators. The building of a newer bridge over the Missouri River also had Mr. Cook's strong support because he recognized its importance to the city's future. Like his father before him, Howard Cook passed on the leadership of the Central Missouri Trust Company to his son. Sam B. Cook assumed the presidency of the bank in 1961. A veteran of military service in World War II and a graduate of Yale University, Sam B. Cook presided over unprecedented expansion of the bank and its operations. In 1962, the trust company opened a second facility, Central Motor Bank, 3 blocks from the main facility. Described at the time as a structure that would provide space-age convenience for banking customers, the Motor Bank's design won an award from the American Institute of Architects. In 1967, the Central Data Company was opened, resulting in the trust company becoming a leader in data processing and information retrieval. In 1969, after 67 years of service, Central Missouri Trust Company was renamed the Central Trust Bank, a name that was shortened to Central Bank in 1987. Central Bank kept growing and also became part of a larger and growing corporation. In 1970, Central Bank Company Incorporated was formed, with Mr. Cook and his brother, Jefferson City Attorney Howard Winston Cook, serving as registered agents. Central Bank became the lead bank in the holding company, which currently operates 13 banks with 100 facilities and is by far the largest banking organization in outstate Missouri with over $5.7 billion in assets. What makes our company so unique is that each of the 13 affiliates is decentralized, often keeping their original names. With this autonomy, they are able to address issues in their market as they happen. The key to our success is that we strive to hire top-notch employees, people who are both highly qualified and motivated to be the best. Central Bank has continued to expand into places where people move, work, and live. In 1981, Central Bank West was built across from the Capitol Mall. And with the opening of facilities in Tuscumbia in 1985, the Walmart Supercenter in 1990, Holt Summit in 1994, California in 1997, and Fulton in 1999, Central Bank continues to affirm its leadership in mid-Missouri. Over 400 people are employed in the 9 facilities currently operating in Central Missouri. The bank's lending center at 131 East Miller Street is the location of the real estate loan, insurance, and bank card departments. Because of this arrangement, Central Bank is in a unique position to offer the personal service of a hometown bank with all the expertise and resources of a big city bank. Through the years, Central Bank has continued its leadership in both banking and civic service throughout Central Missouri. Local residents have come to expect the bank to play a leading role in sponsoring community activities ranging from youth athletic teams to United Way fund drives. As the 21st century progresses, Central Bank officials have the same vision for the future that guided their predecessors a century ago. Construction will soon begin on a new facility located on Miller Street between Madison and Jefferson, still remaining within the Central Business District, easily accessible to our customers. The new building will house Central Bank's primary lending center and Trust and Financial Services Division. It's another example of Central Bank's continuing legacy of commitment and service to Central Missouri. A legacy that promises progress through the next century and beyond. All of this could not have happened without Central Bank's commitment to taking a central role in the community, to offer more than banking services, to take part in the education of our children, in community sports programs, and to lend expertise and support to organizations dedicated to improving our community.